Next up, on an all-new Rick and Rick.
Brightburn torches the mythos of Superman.
New Coke returns from the dead after 34 years.
Nike gives Fortnite characters some badass kicks.
Plus, your chances of dying from everyday activities, loaded questions, and a whole lot more.
And it all starts right here, right now.
On the one show where everybody claims to be a Rick.
And everybody rules the world.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. This is Rick Matheson, and I'm joined, as always, by that other notorious R-I-C-K, Rick Wooten. How you doing, Rick Wooten?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Just, had Memorial Day weekend. I'm all refreshed, ready to go.
Awesome. Well, on that note, real quick, Rick's definitely want to say thanks to everyone who is serving today and have served in the past, and especially those who didn't get to come home. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right. So I missed Brightburn. I'm sorry. You went to see it. What was your take?
I did. So let me, so spoiler alert. So the Brightburn movie asked the question that we've all wondered. What if Clark Kent had been a childhood sociopath? I know that had been on my mind. What about you?
I'm not sure it ever occurred to me as a kid. There have been some great stories along that line, but nothing like this movie.
By the way, let me just start off by mentioning this was a $7 million movie. That's all they spent to make this movie from what I could read.
Yep.
So it's not like they had a tremendous budget. They didn't invest a lot in it. They just had fun making it, and it showed. I think they spent their budget well. They hit the special effects where they needed to, but a lot of it was practical effects, and I think it did really well. This movie starts out, it's in the just outside the town of Brightburn. There's a young couple played by Elizabeth Banks and David Demon. And they're desperately trying to have a baby, and they're not having any luck. And so they pan through the house. You can see all the books on the shelves of, how to conceive a child, blah, blah, blah. And, like their prayers were heard from above, this object, comes from space and crashes into the nearby woods. And when they rush out there to figure out what it is, they find a tiny spaceship with an infant inside. And they do the only rational thing, which is hide the spaceship underneath the barn and raise the child as their own. And everything works out for them for probably a good 12 years until Brandon Banks, which is this baby, who's played by Jackson Dunn, reaches that age where his body starts to change and things get interesting. And of course, like every 12-year-old boy, he starts hearing voices calling to him.
Oh, geez.
And like any great horror movie, of course, those voices are telling him to kill everybody and take over the world.
Holy smokes. Jeez.
So somewhere along the lines, he realizes that he's got superpowers, when he accidentally throws a lawnmower several hundred feet. And then just for good measure, just to make sure he's right, he then sticks his hand into the moving blade. And of course, being Superman, nothing happens to him.
Wow. Now, are you saying that throwing the lawnmower several hundred feet is not normal? Are you saying that?
Yeah, not so much. I think every 12-year-old boy, when he has the chore of mowing the lawn, may wish he could do that, but no, that is not the normal thing. So anyway, so then he does what every 12-year-old illegal alien from space would do, and then he uses all these new superpowers to go spy on a girl that he has a crush on. Before, basically flying up to her second story window and hiding behind her curtain and scaring the absolute crap out of her. And then, and when her mom finds out that, all this has happened, she makes a huge deal out of it. And the girl's scared of him. So, when he trips and falls, she refuses to help him back up. So he does, the logical thing. And of course, breaks her hand. Then one thing leads to another. He heads home and his mom's kind of figuring out what's going on. And his dad realizes, oh my God, we've raised a monster. Like, because, that's what it takes is, killing multiple
It is
people.
all their fault.
Exactly. So then the dad, bless him, he does the rational thing and he takes his son out into the field to shoot him in the back of the head. Well, spoiler alert, Man of Steel.
Yeah.
Bullets don't really work. And then his mom thinking like, oh my God, I know what to do. I will go out into the barn and break off a piece of the spaceship and that will kill him by stabbing him with it. Which here's the part that I thought was really interesting, because I would have expected this to be a typical movie of, and the mom stabs him in the heart, he dies. But that wasn't it. It actually got darker. And so
it got darker than this?
It got darker.
Holy smokes.
The mom, first the dad tried to shoot him. Then the mom's going to stab him, I think in the back actually, with this sharp like piece of spaceship. He figures it out, stops her, and basically grabs her, flies up several thousand feet, and drops her.
Jeez.
This movie is just off the hook weird. Then, realizing that he has this incredible murder scene below him, he sees a passenger airline in the distance. He goes and grabs it and crashes it into their family home, thus destroying all evidence of the nefarious things that he has done. So it was dark, my friend. It was very dark. It was fun. Glad they made it. I think I'd give it a B minus, mostly because some of the stuff was just a little too hokey, but the acting was fantastic. The quality of the special effects are actually really good. Like I said, there was a lot of practical effects, which came off well. Where they spent the money on special effects, it came off well. But I don't think I'd eat another one of these. I think I've seen one. I'm done now.
Jeez.
I think they made back their $7 million. Let's call it good and be done.
Interesting. All right, you sent this story over from, what is it, a mental floss. Your chances of dying from everyday activities. You never think about this stuff. This was an infographic that talked about your chance of dying from hang gliding. I'm not sure I would call that an everyday occurrence. I don't hang glide all the time, but there are people that do that. I guess you have a 1 in 560 chance of dying while hang gliding, whereas skydiving is 1 in 101,000.
That particular one really surprised me.
Yeah.
You're much more likely to die hang gliding than skydiving.
Yeah.
Or the next one was boxing, right?
Yeah.
You're 1 in 2,200 of a chance of dying in boxing. So you're safer to skydive than to box.
Yeah. You have a 1 in 6,700 chance of dying while driving a car, but you only have a 1 in 140,000 chance of dying while bicycling. That makes no sense to me. So you're saying it's safer to bike out on the road than it is to get in a car and drive.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, here was one for you. Swimming, and I love the graphic because they show a shark eating somebody.
Right.
But swimming and running or jogging have the same fatality rate, 1 in a million. So you're just as likely to die doing something on land like jogging than you are to go swimming. And you would totally think that swimming would be much higher than that.
And in fact, you only have twice the chance of dying from bungee jumping than running. So it's 1 in a million for running or jogging and 1 in 500,000 for bungee jumping. So you are only half as safe running down the street or jogging.
The last one I'll point out that really cracked me up was dance parties.
Yep.
Did you see this one?
Yes.
So if you are at a dance party, you have a 1 in 100,000 chance of dying. Now, if we put that in perspective, basically skydiving is just as dangerous as going to a dance party.
And conversely, going to a dance party is just as dangerous as skydiving. And then this one bummed me out. It's like, regardless of all of these risks, if you did all of these things on this infographic, regardless, your probability of dying during a given year doubles every 8 years. Yeah, no, go do all these things. Because it's going to be 2 times, every 8 years anyway, so you may as well have some fun. All right, well, we are going to have to take a quick break here, folks. When we come back, it is going to be time for the good, the bad, and the marketing. So stay tuned. Hey, Rick and Rick Nation, don't forget to check out our website at rickandrick.com. It's double the Rick in just one click at rickandrick.com. And we're back. Thanks for joining us. Last week we talked about the Lego playset for Stranger Things. Well, New Coke is back after whatever the hell it was, 34 years, yeah. So New Coke was this new improved formula that Coca-Cola came out with in the mid-'80s. I guess Stranger Things Season 3, it's a cross-promotion between Coke and Netflix, and I take it Stranger Things Season 3 is going to take place in 1985 this year to somehow correlate with New Coke.
That's awesome. I remember when this came out, and I wasn't a hater, but I also wasn't a real fan. So I remember how much people turned on this right away, and it's like messing with your favorite sports team. People got really upset and really rebelled against it. And I think what did we read? Something like it was out for less than a month or something like that. But yet here it is, 34 years later, and we can still remember the day.
So it'll be interesting to see how it plays on Stranger Things.
So what I read up is the new Coke. You can get it in special, like they're not in every city, but some cities have a special vending machine that is themed around
nice.
Stranger Things, and you can get it from that.
I would try it just to have that walk down ancient memory lane. Okay, so Nike is doing this promotion with Fortnite. I think this is from Marketing Dive. Nike's Jordan brand has teamed up with Fortnite on a product integration that has the ability for new characters to be wearing these Fortnite X Jumpman tennis shoes from Nike. I would hope that the characters can run faster or do jump higher or do something just because they're wearing the Nike tennis shoes. I guess normally these special skins cost like $13-18 in game.
Actually, I don't think they have special powers. I think that's literally you paying to dress up your character.
Wow. But I think they should have special powers.
But if you run the numbers, I mean, this has got to be a lucrative market right now, selling these skins like they do. I think I read that there's 250 million, people playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And even if you get that mythical fraction of a whatever, you're talking a lot of money for these things. And Nike, we talked about Nike quite a bit. They constantly kind of stay at the edge and do really cool things. We talked about some of the AR stuff and the VR stuff they're doing. And this is just the latest in that trend, and kudos to them. It's a clever idea.
I thought this was really cool. I guess back in the 90s there was a music video, it's Runaway Train by Soul Asylum, and I guess it was about missing kids. I think it went over like 36 missing kids. And so now they're out with a new video that geo-targets. It will call up in real time missing kids based on the location of the viewer. So it will show kids that are from whatever city you're in or whatever region or state you're in. Those will be the kids that are shown on this video as it goes through all of these missing kids. I thought this was just a really nice use of the technology, and I guess it's the 25th anniversary of that original music video. I think this is just a really nice way of representing this music video and making it targeted to the viewer's area. That was just a great idea.
Yeah, I thought this was, I hadn't seen this until you sent it over. This is fantastic.
Yeah, in the original video, 21 kids of the missing kids were recovered. That was just a music video. Now, if it's based in the area, you're much more likely to, hey, that kid, I've seen that kid. And the kids can often be hidden in plain sight, and some of them missing for years. And there might be enough in this video for folks to say, oh, wait, I've seen that kid.
I think that's fantastic. For them to come back to this now and to do it again and to do it with a great use of the geo-targeting technology by trying to show you kids that are kind of close to your area or maybe are in your area. I applaud them for that. I really love it when people get creative and use technology to solve these horrible problems.
I hope the success story that comes out of this video is that all 36 kids are recovered. All right, well, when we come back, Rick, it is time for some loaded questions. Hang tight. All right, welcome back. Hey, Rick, are you ready for some loaded questions?
I'm ready.
First question. Which of the following is not one of 18 magical marketing words, really kind of phrases or terms, that get people to spend more? So which of these is not one of these magical marketing words? A, free, B, because, C, immediately, D, be the first, or E, premium? Which of these is not one of those things that apparently gets people to convert much faster if you have it in your piece of communication?
Wow, those are all really good ones. I'm gonna guess be the first.
You are correct. So the answer is D, be the first. So according to social media today, words shown to trigger audience reactions to get them to spend more include, of course, free. Because threw me a little bit, but it was like, because everyone wants to look great to the opposite sex or whatever. It's one of those sort of terms, phrases. Immediately. And then premium. Not so much on price, I bet, but quality. Easy, exclusive, imagine, and you'll ship your pants.
I love that Kmart commercial.
Yeah, just kidding on that last. But anyway,
I'm not surprised because when you're going through the list, I was thinking, okay, these all sound really spammy. I bet you they all work.
And they do. Okay, question number 2. In a new op-ed, Burger King Chief Marketing Officer Fernando Mercado calls Whopper Detour which of the following? A defining moment for our brand. B, a brand effort to end all brand efforts. C, a campaign that bent the rules of direct marketing, experiential, and e-commerce/technology. D, insanely fun and engaging. Or E, the best thing since sliced bun. Which of these is how Burger King CMO Fernando Mercado described Whopper Detour?
All the above?
In some way or another, yes. I'm going to give you the answer there. Yeah, pretty much. But
Oh, did he really? Because
in so many words.
I couldn't come up with one of those that he wouldn't have said.
Yeah, literally the answer is A. He called it a defining moment for our brand, but he mostly describes it in these glowing terms, which you can kind of understand why. Writing an ad week, Mikado calls Whopper Detour a defining moment for the brand, and some of the results were interesting. There's a new case study video out, and in that video, it says that they geofenced 14,000 McDonald's restaurants. The effort shot the BK app from number 686 to number 1 on the Apple App Store in 48 hours.
Dang.
At 1.5 million total downloads, it became the number 1 app in both iOS and Android within 9 days. Wow. It generated 3.3 billion impressions and earned media stories. According to this case study video, BK scored its highest store traffic in 4 years. Mobile sales tripled during the promotion and have doubled again since the promotion. So crowns off, the king totally rules.
Kudos to them. They just knocked it out of the park with this campaign.
Question number 3. Snapchat is working on new deals to enable users to add which of the following to their snaps? A, video clips. B, burp noises. C, music. D, Marvel characters. Or E, Rick and Rick characters. Which of these is Snapchat working on? Working new deals to enable users to add to their snaps.
I think they've done video for a little bit, so I don't think that's it. I really like it to be Rick and Rick, but I don't think that's it. And so it's either
operative word yet.
Yet, yes. I'm gonna guess burp noises.
That would be fun, but no, they're working deals right now with each of the major music labels so that you can add songs to your snaps. So I'm imagining dedications, I love you, that kind of thing, those types of songs. That could be fun. I think burp noises could be even more fun. We'll see. And Rick and Rick characters would be best of all.
Awesome. Hey, I want to give a shout out to a couple of our listeners, Jen, who helped me with the Brightburn review, and Ryan, who's that great social media guy that helps me all the time. Thanks so much for listening.
Awesome. Thanks for listening, gang. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up. Great job. Thanks, everybody, for listening to Rick and Rick Rule the World. Be sure to come on back to the one show where everybody's name is Rick and everybody rules the world.
Thanks so much, everyone.